All right, so I'm here with Alex Strafer. And so, Alex, what do you do?
I'm a group sales specialist with DC United in the MLS.
Okay. And so, why DC United? How did they stand out from the other companies that you were interested in before you were hired?
The MLS is definitely a growing league, and having the ability to work in a league that I've supported for my entire life, and joining a historic club like DC United is kind of an easy decision compared to going cross country to work for other teams that don't really have the following that DC United has. So we have a good core following here and a good base to build on moving into the future.
Okay. And how does DC United differ from the other companies that you've worked for before you
Yeah.
left at DC?
So I guess relating back to minor league hockey and kind of making the jump into the MLS. Obviously the media coverage is different, the ticket sales operation is different. Just really the fanhood is different as well. I mean, you are in a what some people would say a top four league, more people would say a top five league at this point in the United States. Just seeing the media coverage and seeing how everything is perceived is obviously more blown up into a massive scale compared to at a minor league. So being in the big league now is a lot more intense pressure on us in our role compared to lower sided operations, I guess.
And do you think that the people around you help make your job easier on a day-to-day basis, being that your team and the company and the MLS are growing more and more every day?
Yeah, I think we have a really good ticket staff around us. I mean, there's about 30 of us on the staff. There's definitely a good mixture of us, good culture. Definitely do everything in our power to keep the office banter going and keep everybody happy. So yeah, I think we definitely have a good core that really makes our job a lot easier.
Okay. And so, why soccer? I know that you mentioned that you worked in hockey a little bit. Are there any other sports that you would ever think about working in, with the exception of soccer?
Maybe the NBA. I think opening that door is a little tricky. I think the big thing for me is the 20 games max with playoffs on top of it. So 25 if you go all the way to the MLS Cup. But other sports, I believe their season is too long and it makes the job not fun. With us, it's almost like we have 20 Super Bowls. NFL, I feel like is too short of a season. 8 Super Bowls and trying to make your money in 8 games seems a little impossible.
Mhm.
Um, so I think soccer and the NBA would be the only two, just due to the access point to a simpler schedule as well as just being able to enjoy life at the same time.
Yeah. And if you were to ever work in the NBA, what would you think that you'd want to do?
Probably more account servicing there, working more on the side of keeping people happy, working through all that kind of stuff. I mean, I love what I do now, but getting into that side of things in the NBA with more historic teams and that kind of stuff might be interesting. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think doing that would be kind of interesting.
And what has been your biggest challenge so far, or the toughest part of your job at DC United?
Probably the first couple months of moving down here, getting used to the setup, still getting used to new software. Obviously, computers are great and they're starting to really help us with our job. But obviously, we are always trying out new softwares that can be kind of tricky for us to get. I know a few of us on our staff struggle with those. So we are kind of always growing as a unit to find that out. But I think definitely between that and just moving down here and getting used to where I was and finding out what the market is, it's obviously a different market than Boston. So having to change my approach and how I sell and everything and really allowing myself to grow within the role here, I think has been the most challenging part at times.
And what's been the favorite part about your job?
Definitely the match days. They're some of the best. I mean, our fans are some of the craziest, most loud fans in the league, so it definitely helps out with that. We definitely hear about it when we lose, but we hear about it even more when we win. There's nothing better than a goal, whether it be in the first minute or the 89th minute, and seeing our supporter section going crazy. This place gets loud for an only 19,000 around a 19,000 person arena. So we definitely get loud and rowdy, and we're hoping to keep that going into the playoffs. So
And last question for you: what advice would you give to someone who's trying to break into the sports industry?
uh, don't take no as a final answer. Um, there's a lot of no's in this industry, but just keep pushing through. And even if you're asking for a different role within that, just keep going. Also, just do any internship you can, whether that be blowing up footballs or whether that be cleaning a whiteboard or something. You never know how important that role is going to be. You know, I started in minor like arena football, doing the bare minimum, and through getting the skills that helped me get access to the ECHL, and then from there it really helped me get access to the MLS. So I mean, the stepping stones are there for those that want to take them, but I would just always be ready for the opportunity when it knocks, and don't be afraid to power through when somebody tells you no. So yeah.